I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. You know what? It's far too cold. 5 years of an everlasting winter and counting. The groundhog has been seeing his own shadow so much that he's making it pay rent. And if another Scandinavian tells me that this is perfect weather, I'll feed them to the sandworms in the Segoli Desert. Time to learn about the Dusk Vigil. Simplified. If you're using the duty support system, I'd recommend single pulling this dungeon. Head up the hill and pull the trio of mobs. Go around the corner to the right where another enemy will drop down. After this enemy appears, snow will fill up the hole and open up the path, but it's alright if you want to stop here and kill everything first. After this, head up the path and pull the next trio of mobs before turning right to the pile of rubble blocking your path. When you defeat these 3 mobs, another enemy will drop down and snow will cover the rubble. Pull this mob and grab the trio of mobs at the closed door ahead of you. After a short time, another mob will drop down. When this extra mob is being killed, it will drop a cold steel lever. Interact with it to pick it up, then interact with the damaged winch. The door will open and it's first boss time. Trunk Torse is a tank buster. Rhea is a large circular AoE around the boss. Just move away to dodge it. Prehistoric Trumpet is a room-wide AoE. When Towering Oliphant moves to the middle of the arena and casts Prehistoric Trumpet, it will target a non-tank player with crosshairs. If you get targeted, you will be hit with an untelegraphed small AoE called Rock of Ages, which will cause you and everyone else in your immediate vicinity to be stunned in place with down for the count. Towering Oliphant will then cast a narrow conal AoE in the direction of the targeted player called Woolly Inspiration. Everyone caught in this conal AoE will be sucked in towards the boss, get stunned, and knocked into the air with the hit of Tusk Butt. The second time a party member will be targeted with crosshairs and hit with down for the count, that player will be targeted with a straight line AoE called Rout. At the end of the cast, the Towering Oliphant will charge at that person. Everyone that is still within the straight line AoE will be knocked back from their position. After this, every time Towering Oliphant targets a player with crosshairs, it will cast both Woolly Inspiration and Rout back to back, targeting the same player. Towering Oliphant will repeat these mechanics until it's defeated. When you exit out of the boss room, turn right and pick up the frozen soldiers. Follow the hallway down the stairs while collecting the fire wisp along the way. Then head just inside the open door and wait for the 3 dead soldiers to wake up and become zombified. You might also aggro the other patrolling fire wisp as well. If you aren't very highly confident in your abilities, I definitely recommend stopping here and killing everything. After this, you can run to the door at the other end of the corridor and wait for all of the enemies from the side rooms to come to you. As soon as all of the mobs group up, nuke everything down. When the last enemy is being defeated, it will drop a barracks key. Interact with it to pick it up, then interact with the barracks door. When it opens, you will be immediately attacked by another soldier and a warhound. Pick these 2 up, then go around the corner and through the open door. As you approach the next door, 3 more soldiers will wake up to become zombified and attack you. Kill everything. When everything is being defeated, you will get 2 more waves of zombified enemies. When the last enemy of this pool has been defeated, it will drop the Lord Commander's key. Interact with it to pick it up, then interact with the door to open it, and it's second boss time. Skull Splinter is a tank buster. Tumulus is a small point-blank AoE around the boss. Just move away from him to avoid it. When Sir Helmric's health reaches 90, 60, and 40% respectively, he will cast Brain Drain, which will resurrect enemies laying on the ground. When these enemies become targetable, burst them down. They do have mechanics, but they also don't have a lot of health and can go down in just a few hits. If you ignore them, they can be overwhelming, especially if you're under-geared. But if you immediately get rid of them, they won't be a problem. After the boss gets below 60%, he will do an extra attack in his rotation for the remainder of the fight called Death Spiral, which is a huge donut AoE. Sir Helmric will repeat mechanics until he's been defeated. Head out of the boss room and move to the upper floor. Walk outside and turn left. This open area will have parts of the ground covered in a thin layer of ice. As long as you are standing on this ice when the wind picks up, it will give you a frostbite dot tick. To avoid this, we're going to pick up the 2 enemies, go up the stairs, and head into the open room on the left with the few ice sprites. You can move just around the corner on the inside to group everything up better. Kill everything and the ice around the door will melt and allow the door to open. Head through this door and continue around the corner to the right. In the next open room, kill the 3 ice sprites in front of the next frozen door. There might be some extra enemies that will spawn in if you haven't defeated the ice sprites fast enough, but these don't have a lot of health. Defeating these sprites will cause the ice to break and the door will open. Make your way out into the open corridor and turn left. Watch out for the icy floor and the frostbite winds in this area. Pick up the Dusk Wolf and the 3 sprites at the top of the stairs. If you really don't feel like dealing with the frostbite dot tick, tanks can drag the enemies back to the bottom of the stairs. But if you choose to stay in the icy winds, healers be aware that you might need to throw out some extra regens or shields for this pull. Kill everything and the door will open. Interact with the chapel door on the right for it to open, head down the stairs, and it's final boss time. You'll see piles of rubble around the arena. Keep these in mind for later. Golden Talons is a tank buster. Alpine Draft is a straight line AoE directed through where one player is standing. Just move to the side to dodge it. Alpinicus will target a random non-tank player with a medium-sized AoE and cast Freefall. If you get this, just move away from everyone else to avoid any unnecessary damage. When Alpinicus moves into the middle of the room and begins casting the move Whirling Jail, you will need to quickly get behind a pile of rubble to avoid being pulled into the vortex. If you don't get behind a pile of rubble in time, you will begin to be sucked into the middle of the room. You can use knockback immunity to prevent the pull-in, or even just run away from the vortex if you won't be able to make it behind a pile of rubble in time. If you get pulled in enough to cross over the boundary of the vortex, it will give you the Fetters debuff, which means you'll be unable to move or perform any actions. After the pull-in has finished, the vortex will burst. Anyone inside the vortex will be given a stack of wind resistance down, which will increase the damage of wind-based attacks for 60 seconds. After this finishes, there will be an extra pile of rubble added to the arena, indicated by a small AoE. After you get a Pinnacus down below 60% health, it will also cast Winds of Winter, which is a room-wide AoE, and will immediately remove every single pile of rubble in the arena. There will be 2 small AoEs at random points that will create new piles of rubble on these spots. If you are within the boss's line of sight for Winds of Winter, it will also give you a stack of wind resistance down. To avoid gaining an extra stack, just move to put a pile of rubble between you and the boss. A Pinnacus will repeat mechanics until it has been defeated. Congratulations, you have beaten the Dusk Vigil. My name is the Scrub. Thank you for watching.